Hello internets, this is BoneCarlos coming to you live from Ohana to bring you another StarCraft 2 commentary. This one is going to be brought to you by ViperXk spawning as the Red Terran. His opponent is going to be Seraknis spawning as the Green Zerg. Now this isn't a ladder match, this is I would say a weekly or bi-weekly tournament that SCVrush.com or .net, I'm not exactly sure the last part of it. But they hold weekly or bi-weekly tournaments between bronze and gold level play, and then it's platinum diamond level, and then they also do the masters and grandmasters kind of thing. So they have a neat little website going on over there. I'll add a link in the description down below so you guys can check them out at your leisure if you would like. And it's something that you might want to get interested in if you want to do some more competitive StarCraft 2 games other than just laddering consistently. So there's that for that. So yeah, Ohana, as you can see, it is an MLG edition, putting off this neutral supply depot at the base of the ramp, and most of the time these do get torn apart and just destroyed by the players themselves. But Ohana, easy to grab natural expansion, destructible degree at the back door, which leads to your open third, so it's very easy to secure your natural, very easy to secure your third. After that, it's kind of a toss-up. You might want to consider grabbing this one, but it does have a wide attack, a wide ramp, and an easy avenue of attack for your opponent if you are spawning in the north side of the map. Conversely, on the other side of the map, there is this expansion that you can take, but it's just so far away from where you naturally expand that it's just kind of left all alone by itself. And it has a very easy avenue of attack as well. So it's very balanced map. I know when this map first started off, it was heavily in favor, I believe, of Terran, but now it's kind of just evened out just a little bit around the 49.5% to like the 50%. Still in favor of the Terran, but just a 0.5%. So that's it for that. These guys, both of these players, I believe, are diamond level players or platinum level players. I'm not too sure exactly what they are, but they do participate in the diamond platinum level tournament. And this Marine is going to go ahead and shoo away that drone. This drone wants some more. A couple of bullets isn't going to harm that carapace, and it says, whoa, one more volley, I'm going to head on home. And it looks like Viper is doing some cheeky shenanigans, putting down a proxy barracks right over here on the high ground. Already has a couple of Marines queued up. So all in all, it does look like a regular build, except this single barracks over here just hanging out. So if this does catch Seraknis by surprise, he could do a considerable amount of damage to the drone count, to the worker count, since there are a couple of lings that are being built. I mean, 4 of them, but 4 lings up against 3 Marines with micro. The Marines are going to win. There's already 3 Marines on the field of play with a single SCV as backup. Looks like the lings are going to push forward and discover this treachery. 2 Marines do pick off a single Zergling. It looks like the 3 Zerglings actually back off while seeing the 4th Marine push forward as reinforcement. So this SCV is just there to tank the damage of the Zerglings while the Marines take care of the initial threat of those Zerglings. The bunker is going to be put down. The Queen pops at just the right time. They start immediately focus firing down that SCV, but 3 more SCVs come in and join the fray. Beautiful micro by Viper to keep away those hurt and damaged Marines. A single SCV back to work on that bunker. Damage is being done on these drones. A couple more Zerglings do pop, and finally micro is needed to push away this initial flood of Zerglings. Now a single Marine is left. The SCV again goes down, and a cancel does happen. So taking a look, workers killed count is even, units killed count is in the favor of a Viper, but again, those Zerglings are very, very cheap. We see 5 more Marines in the mix, with the initial 1 that survived, and it looks like 2 more are a little bit damaged, and a nice stream of Zerglings. 10 Zerglings are taking the Zone Log Watchtower. A single Marine is going to poke forward. The pack of the squad of Marines does spot that spine crawler and says, oop, nope, 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 nope. The pack of Zerglings surround a couple of Marines, take them down without much effort, but finally the Marines are there, and micro is occurring yet again. Nice little stutter step to do as much damage while inflicting less on their armor as possible. The Zerglings are being forced to pull away, and more Marines are still being produced. Finally, the command center for Viper does go down. The food count is about even, and an emergency bunker is placed at the front of the base. And I don't like this bunker placement so much. It's very easy to do a little bit of a run by. I would like to actually see a lot of pros are putting down a bunker here walling off here, and then walling off here completely, so that way there isn't a possibility of a run by, while at the same time keeping as much defensive structures as possible, because not only can you do a run by here, you could also give it a surround with a bunch of Zerglings, and it's just game over for that bunker. And it looks like that barracks is going to lift off and head home, while a single Marine is just sitting there for scouting purposes. Looks like nothing else is happening back in Seraknis' base. I mean, no lair just yet. Banelings are on the way, so I love seeing Banelings up against Terran because it just shows them exactly what's what. I love seeing just a huge ball of Marines and Marauders completely annihilated by Banelings. It's just a little bit of a dirty little pleasure for me, but then again, that's just me. A little bit of a cancel on these barracks. See, a couple of add-ons are being produced. A factory is going to go ahead and be put down, and is going to be up and running within a couple of minutes, and a single Marine is still keeping his lone vigil over this third expansion. Just want to make sure the timing of that is happening. And if I were Viper, if this expansion isn't up just yet, I would be expecting Banelings at any moment. This is just coming from experience as a Protoss player. If you forge fast expand and you don't see a third expansion at around the 6, 7, 8 minute mark, expect a Baneling bus coming along the way. And if Viper could just do one little scan, he'll reveal this Baneling's nest and everything in his base. And nope, no scans have been revealed yet, so he's just using that energy for those mules, those powerful, overpowered mules. And it looks like Viper is just continuing to put up his wall off, and again, still don't like that wall off just yet. That Marine, oh, poor Marine. Poor little Marine. The pack of Zerglings finally, it looks like they finally got their wings with that metabolic boost. No Banelings on the field just yet. Looks like you see a lair being researched and should be up in a couple of minutes, but other than that, still no third base yet. He does have a very nice resource lead, I should say, but a couple of more larva ejects, a couple of more Zergling pops, and we'll actually gonna see a lot of Banelings on the field of play, but still not complete saturation at the natural and very low saturation at the main. While looking over at Viper's base, you can pretty much see the same exact thing. Not that much of a saturation, but he is keeping his money down. Looks like a start port is going down, and reactors there, and it looks like the switch off is going to happen any second now. So we're just gonna go see a standard MMM going up against, right now so far, the Zerglings, but Banelings are not too far. We see a proxy hatch evolution chamber and a third hatchery finally being put down, so it looks like it's going to be Zergling Baneling, and then more than likely going to transition into Mutalisk if that does occur. But Viper, what I would like to see from Viper is already have these medevacs in the air and start doing those drops. Start scouting, making sure there's no Zerglings or Overlords just hanging around the map. Start taking them out, picking them apart left and right, and start doing the drops, start doing the harassment, double pronged attacks here, attack here, maybe even an attack here if you could so help it, and just continue that harassment that I know the Terrans can do very, very efficiently. And it looks like the creep spread is finally going down for Seraknis. Queen is putting down plenty of creep tumors, putting down those larva ejects at proxy, and the macro hatch is already down. Double evo chamber, we see an infestation pit down, and a lair is up and running, and this hatchery is going to pop any second now. And there it goes. Finally looks like Viper is done waiting. He's going to go ahead and move out, send off a single medevac for that drop. This Zergling is going to spot it, and it looks like he might spot it depending and see exactly what path that medevac takes, and looks like all he sees so far is just the initial ball of a Marines Marauders. The Zelnaga tower is done, and looks like the medevac took the exact perfect path that it needed to avoid that scouting Zergling. And it looks like it's going to be a double pronged attack. Viper is going to push up the front. The Zerglings are getting ready to try to do that surround, but the damage is going to be done by this medevac. It looks like the Viper decides to drop at the outskirts while a huge engagement does go down. A nice stim and a nice surround by these Zerglings, but the micro is too great. Those Banelings are there, and they're going to attack the Marauders. That is not who you want to attack. You want to attack those Marines with those Banelings, and then use the Zerglings to finish up and mop up those Marauders. But it looks like the damage is done. Viper destroyed pretty much everything of Seraknis, and now this third is going to go down very quickly. It looks like the drop still has occurred. The nice surround by those Zerglings, and it looks like that's going to be cleaned up, but not before the third hatchery of Seraknis is down. Looks like they're going to go ahead and continue and pummel on these Zerg Cocoons. Stem forward. Finally, those Banelings do get in. A split does try to happen, but too little, too late. Huge damage is done by those Banelings, and now there is nothing left for Viper but Medivacs, and he is forced to retreat and go home. But that is A-okay since he did keep up with his macro. He has a nice, still has a nice food count compared to Seraknis, about a plus 20 right now, and he's still continuing with his macro. Has an engineering bay up, putting up that +1 level attack for his ground units while putting down another engineering bay and an armory. So he is putting down another and an armory, so more than likely 4 Thors. The Baneling Cocoons do get caught, do get spotted, and they are forced to cancel and head on home. A couple more Banelings are being morphed in, but are they going to be done in time? It looks like not, and they are destroyed without a fight. That's just generally a bad mojo right there. You want to morph your Banelings back here at home where they have no possibility of being destroyed. And the third hatch is down. It doesn't like Seraknis is going to even decide to take it. A scan does reveal all of these Zerglings just hanging out in the front. The stutter step micro occurs. A stim does happen. The Medivacs are trying to heal. They do pick up most of the Marines to save them from that Baneling ball. Great play by Viper, picking up those Marines, saving as much as possible. Looks like he's just going to drop them again, heal them up, and they are ready to fight again. The Banelings do roll in again, and it looks like a stim does occur. The Marines do run away. A nice split does happen by Viper, but the Banelings still get into the Marines. Not enough damage was done, and there's still a handful of Marines hanging out for Viper while more Banelings are being morphed in by Seraknis. And in this entire time, this command center is quarter built. Not sure exactly what happened here. Must have been low on funds. Someone didn't get the proper and necessary permits, and City Hall decided to shut down that construction. Looks like supply depots are being put down. Marines are still on the field, just hanging out. Nothing too crazy. No combat shield, no concussive shells, and another great pickup. This Marauder was just surrounded on all sides by Zerglings, and it was destroyed. Duh. Medivacs are going to go ahead and take the high ground. Going to drop off their load, more than likely going to heal up, while the SCV finally does get to work on that third command center. And it looks like Viper is just hanging out with a couple SCVs here, SCVs there, just misplacing his little workers there. And another battle does occur, and it looks like the Zerglings do get a nice surround on it. Marines are going to push forward. They're going to pick off another pack of Zerglings, but again, another surround on those Marines, and again another pickup by Viper, but the Banelings were there to finish off the dropped units that were being offloaded from those Medivacs, and the Zerglings are going to surround and do as much damage as possible. Decide to pick off a few Marines here and there, but there is just not enough DPS by Seraknis to finish off these Marines. Looks like the third hatchery is going to go down yet again. I would just expect to cancel any second now. A fresh stream of Zerglings going to try to do the damage necessary, but it is just not enough. Viper could just easily pick these up and drop these off. 11, looks like there is 11 Medivacs to only 6 Marines. Decent surround by these Zerglings, but another pickup does save most of them. In fact, 3. This command center is going to go ahead and be morphed into a planetary fortress. Very standard. A nice saturation at the main, while there is no saturation at the expansion. And the harassment still continues by Viper, picking up and dropping off his units. I would actually like to see Seraknis with a few infestors. I mean, a few infestors would have saved them a whole lot of trouble. Right now he's just focusing on Zergling, Baneling. 2 infestors would have locked down all of those Medivacs, pretty much denying that pickup and drop off action that Viper was doing. So and like my previous cast, what happens when you focus just too much on just one type of unit, when that very simple answer of a second unit would have finished off the entire aggression and the entire attacks of your opponent. And like I said before, an infestor would have just locked down those Medivacs, would have finished them off with infested Terrans, and would have done the trick. Because right now Seraknis is going toe-to-toe with Viper, not completely killing him off, but not completely losing either. But a couple infestors would have changed that very efficiently. The infestors do get there on the field. A couple are taken down. The fungal growths do occur, and there goes everything that Viper has. There you go, a nice lockdown. The Queen is there to try to finish him off. A couple more lockdowns from those fungal growths are going to completely obliterate these Medivacs. One more fungal growth locks down half of them, and finally the damage is done, and these Medivacs have nowhere else to go. but pick up and go home. So if these infestors were on the field, say 5 minutes ago, this entire outcome, all of these battles would have been heavily in the favor of Seraknis. He could have been on the offensive. He could have already had his Mutalisk up to do his harassment, but instead it just fell apart at his own front door, and this infactory is still hanging out. Good for the factory, deciding to stick around for all the action. And now, right now, the question for Seraknis is, what do I do here? Do I take this force? Do I continue building those Zerglings, those Banelings? But the harassment from Viper is still at the front door. I mean, the food count is fairly in Viper's favor for about 40 or about 38. A scan does reveal most of these creep tumors, and it looks like the Banelings are going to go ahead and get into the main army. It looks like Viper did the great thing by just splitting off the Marines from the Marauders, but the Banelings did get into the Marine count still, and now all that's left is pretty much a few Marauders, and while Seraknis only has a few infestors. Burrow is reacher, so I'd like to see him burrow, put down a couple more fungals, lock down these enemies. A split does occur by Viper, but now the infested Terrans are on the field of play. Let's see exactly what happens. They finally do pop. The scan reveals most of these Vipers, but they are heading off and going home. The Marauders do the damage necessary to take care of these infested Terrans. Zerglings do stream in bits at a time, and finally, looks like the Terran forces are going to be overwhelmed, and these medevacs are going to be forced to pick up and go home. There we go. Seraknis finally realized that there is still a force on your natural third. Boom! Go the medevacs. Another fungal growth could lock these down. Finally, these infestors do pop up, and again, Seraknis does stave off the inevitable. 4 now, but a fresh stream of units. A nice fungal catches everything. Most of those Marines were destroyed in that initial fungal growth. Zerglings finish off the Marauders, finish off that SCV, and now Viper is pretty much reeling, but has his 4th up and running throughout all that. So good job by Viper, attacking what was when needed. He is just trying to deny any sort of expansion by Seraknis, forcing him to use those larvae on those Zerglings, on those Banelings, when he could instead be using them on those drones, but at the same time continually putting up his expansions as well. A single Zergling does finally spot that 4th, and looks like missile turret is being put down for the inevitable Mutalisk play, but right now Viper just has Seraknis on its heels. There is no Spire on the field, and there is no Spire. Looks like no Spire is going to be researched anytime soon. So right now, Viper is feeling pretty. He is just hanging out, morphing this into another planetary fortress, putting down a couple of missile turrets just to save it off, just in case there is Mutalisk play or Mutalisk on the field. But right now, more barracks are being produced, still producing those medevacs out of that single starport. And right now, it looks like a nice little harassment is going to happen. Viper's just going to go ahead and swing around, but again, that Zergling is still there. But it's not going to spot those medevacs, so Seraknis is going to be caught off guard yet again. These couple of Zerglings might actually spot it. The path, it looks like the path is going to fly right over these Zerglings, but the Zerglings are pulled back in time, giving Viper a perfect opportunity to just do that drop unharassed. Infestors are going to be caught out of position. There is not going to be any Zergling backup. Again, dropping the Marines at the outer edges of the map, while the second medevac is going to go ahead and drop it at the back of the base. A nice stim forward does finally finish off that Evo chamber. That overload goes down. Seraknis is supply blocked because of that, and a third drop happens by Viper. So 3-pronged attack. I love this play well, when it's not happening to me. The Zergling does stream forward and take care of that first drop. This second drop takes care of the spawning pool, and this third drop just pretty much decimates the economy of Seraknis. 25 workers killed for Viper, 9 killed for Seraknis. But remember, all those 9 SCVs were used in that initial push and the initial harassment from that proxy gate, proxy barracks, and that proxy bunker. So Viper is just sitting pretty. He has his 4th up and running. His 3rd is nicely saturated, but there's only one SCV per refinery, but that's okay. He's doing a great job up front, doing the harassment, doing the attacking, doing what is necessary, and now a ghost is on the field, or ghosts are going to be able to be produced, so hopefully we see some nukage. But right now, the harassment is just being done by these medevacs and doing a great job of it as well. The Zerglings are going to stream forward. Fungal growths lock them down. Those Marines are done. A fungal growth does miss that medevac, but it's okay. It's going to go ahead and hit on, go home, and spot this 4th expansion along the way. And still Seraknis is still stuck just, well, right now it's just stuck on pure infestors since that spawning pool was destroyed. It actually is being rebuilt at the natural expansion. A huge force of marine marauders are going to repel back any sort of units that Seraknis has. A fungal growth does lock down this single medevac. These infestarians are going to finish it off, but this is the final blow. I do not think Seraknis can hold this off. Fungal growths do go down on about a third of the units, killing marines off left and right. A split does try to occur by Viper, but still there is just too much going down. Seraknis push forward, do put down fungal growth like crazy. A nice split. Again, splits do happen, but there's just not enough there. Zerglings aren't there to help back up those lockdown units. A couple more in fungal growths to occur, but still there's not enough ground forces to finish off these units. All that's left now are marauders with medevac backup. The infestarians do pop and try to do the damage necessary to finish them off, but the medevacs are just healing them too quickly, too efficiently. 20 more Zerglings are going to be on the field, and it looks like Viper does smell blood in the water. He knows this fourth is up and running. He's just going to go ahead and attack it dead on. Zerglings do try to stop him, but the parents are going to focus down on this hatchery. One more volley will finish it off. There it goes. That's it. Seraknis, GG's, game over. That was it. Good job by Viper. Congratulations on that win. I'm not sure exactly how deep you went in this tournament, but all the best of luck to you on this one and future tournaments along the way. So that was it for this cast. I hope you guys enjoyed. If not, leave a comment down below on what I could do to make these more enjoyable for you. Also, if there's a particular game that you want me to cast of your own, feel free to leave a comment down below to one of the major replay sites linking me to it, and I'll be more than happy to take care of it for you. Other than that, I'm going to get on out of here.